has been known since the ancient times to be about 365 and 1/4 day long.
So, making a long story short, because again, we got a lot of information to cover, a lot of information. Further your knowledge on this Julian calendar, read it, get an understanding. The link is right there in the PDF for you. But we're going to stop right there because ain't no sense of getting too deep into the Julian when it told you it was a reform of the Roman. Of the who? The Roman.
Roman calendar.
Now, didn't we just read that the Roman was the ones who kicked our tail in 70 AD in Jerusalem? So if the Gregorian is a reform of the Julian, and the Julian is a reform of the Roman, then why would we want to even use their calendar, period, point blank? Yeah, we know Esau is the end of the world, but we know that if that was the Roman that did that, then we should not have, his way of timekeeping should not accurately be used one way, shape, form, or another.
So we know the Pope created the Gregorian too.
That's right. The Pope created, he reformed it from the Julian in 1582, which comes from Julius, 45 BC, which comes from Roman. And let's get an understanding of the Roman and where they originally got their calendar from. I'm going to bring that up. As you see further in that PDF, there's a Wikipedia for the Roman calendar. And if you look up under the line, I stated the Roman calendar is believed to be a lunar calendar. Now, let's look into their own research. Esau Edomites, because we know Roman is Esau all day. Let's look into their research and see what they said about their own calendar that they created. This here now is the Roman calendar live and direct. This is their Esau Edomites' own information. Read.
The Roman calendar changed its form several times in the time between the founding of Rome.
The founding of who?
The founding of Rome.
Okay.
And the fall of the Roman Empire.
The fall of what?
Fall of the Roman Empire.
Okay, so we know that they changed a lot from the founding of it to the fall. And we also know that these are the same people that took the Israelites, the remaining Israelites, off of Israel from Jerusalem. Okay.
This article generally discussed the early Roman of pre-Julian calendars. The calendar used after 46 BC is discussed under Julian calendar.
Okay. Now we're about to go into their history.
The original Roman calendar is believed to have been a lunar calendar.
The original Roman calendar believed to be what?
A lunar calendar.
It believed to be what?
A lunar calendar.
So if y'all don't understand that, I got to pause right here because again, there's a lot of information to read about the Roman calendar, so read that on your own. But what I specifically wanted to point out was, even though that we're today using the Gregorian calendar, which comes from the Julian calendar, which comes from the Roman calendar, so if you didn't catch on, you still under Roman. Yep, you're still under Roman. Even though they're not using their name, Gregorian calendar is still a Roman calendar, but the Roman calendar was originally a lunar calendar. Now you might be sitting to yourself wondering, how could that be? How could Esau been keeping the new moon, keeping count of a calendar from the new moon? So I'm gonna stop that. From that point right here, we're gonna get into scripture and find out how did Esau originally Roman calendar be a lunar. Go to First Chronicles chapter 18 verse 10.
Okay.
You there? Read that chapter 10. We're going to take that all the way to chapter 18, I'm sorry. First Chronicles chapter 18, verse 10, and we're going to read that all the way to 13.
First Chronicles chapter 18, verse 10. He sent Hadaram, his son, to King David to inquire of his welfare and to congratulate him, because he had fought against the Hazaret and smitten him. For Hazaret had war with Tob, and with him all manner of vessels of gold and silver and brass. Them also King David dedicated unto the Lord, which is silver and gold that brought him for these nations from Edom.
From who?
From Edom.
From who?
From Edom.
So we know Edom. We know who that is. So I just want to call his name. Keep going.
And from Moab, and from the children of Ammon, and from the Philistines, and from Amalek. Moreover, Abishai and the son of Zeruiah slew of the Edomites in the valley of Salt.
They slew who?
Slew the Edomites in the valley of Salt. 18,000. And he put garrison in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants.
They became David's who?
David's servants.
So if they became David's servants, and I would like to verify what we as a nation must do for the service as well as ourselves, get Exodus 20 and 10, and I'll read that. You can stay where you at. I'll read it, because this can only verify and give you the understanding why their calendar was a lunar, being David's service. Exodus 20 and 10. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate. So therefore, if Edomites was servants to King David, and when King David kept the Sabbath, his servants had to keep the Sabbath. So that explains why the Edomites in the Roman, which we know Romans are Edomites, originally calendar was a lunar calendar, because when they was under the servitude of King David, they also kept the Sabbath. Sufficient?
Yes, definitely.
Sounds good to me.
Definitely.
Hey, it's in the scripture. So research, accurately read them scriptures, actually read that research. We're going to keep it moving, and we're going to go into the days and the names. If you look further down to the next website, www.Pantheon, Miscellaneous, The Origin, that goes into the origin of days. The days is from Sunday through Saturday, 7 days a week. We need to get understanding of where these days come from. Are they days that was ordained by the Most High, or was they created by man? The origins of the names of days, Sunday through Saturday. I'm just going to have my brother touch on each day of the week and what his name is called and who started this.
The names of the days are in some cases derived from the Teutonic deities, or such as a languages from Roman deities.
From who deities?
Roman deities.
So now we still dealing with the Romans. Now we know that the Romans then set up the whole calendar, Gregorian, all that system. Now we getting into the names of this system, in which we now find out that they're deprived or derived, from Roman deities. Okay.
The early Romans around the 1st century used Saturday as the first day of the week. As the worshiping of the sun increased, the Sunday advancement from position of the second day to the first day of the week, and Saturday became the 7th day.
So now let's just go right into the names. Again, I inserted all these websites into the PDF. Take time to read them, get under